Who's on the Mount Rushmore for greatest OU softball player of all time, and should a current member of this year's OU softball team be on the list? Let's discuss. First off, let me point out that this is a Mount Rushmore of the greatest OU softball players of all time, so Patty Gasso won't be on here. She doesn't need to be on the Mount Rushmore. She's even better. She's the GOAT. She's the greatest of all time. But who are the four best OU softball players of all time? Let's get to it. In no particular order, my first name on the list will be the most dominant two-way player that OU softball has ever seen before, Kalani Ricketts. Played at OU from 2010 to 2013, a member of that 2013 national championship team, a 334 average at the plate, a 1.23 ERA in the circle. That's as good as it gets. That's elite numbers. That's legendary numbers. That's Mount Rushmore numbers for Kalani Ricketts. Massive member of that 2013 team, all 4 of her years at OU, won a ton of awards throughout. You got to put the most dominant two-way player in OU softball history on the list. There's Kalani Ricketts' face. The second face on the OU softball Mount Rushmore, the current home run queen, Jocelyn Allo. No one has hit more home runs in college softball history than what Jossie did when she was at OU. 3 different seasons, she hit 30 or more home runs. From her first season in 2018 when she hit 30 to her last season in 22 where she hit 34, and the year before that in 2021 where she also hit 34. No one mastered the long ball quite like Jocelyn Allo. 122 career home runs for number 78. She could be the home run queen for a long time in the sport. Jocelyn Allo, the number 2 face on the OU softball Mount Rushmore. The third face, and I got to go with the original home run queen, Lauren Chamberlain. She hit the big home run in that 2013 championship series against Tennessee to vault OU to their first national championship in 13 years. She may not be the home run queen today, but in my opinion, Lauren Chamberlain is still the most recognizable face that OU softball has outside of Patty Gasso. What she did on the professional circuit, what she's done off the field, what she's doing right now helping OU NIL. You say Lauren Chamberlain to an OU softball fan or just a college softball fan in general, they know what she did at Oklahoma. Lauren Chamberlain, the third face on the OU softball Mount Rushmore. Now, this isn't an easy list to do. You're going to compile just the 4 greatest softball players in OU history. That's really, really difficult. But the last spot really is the most difficult because there's still so many legendary names, so many All-Americans on the board, but we only have spot for one more. I could go with Tiare Jennings on this current team, currently 3rd most home runs in college softball history. Jada Coleman, probably the greatest defensive player in OU history, maybe in college softball history. Paige Parker, one of the best pitchers this program has ever seen, pitched OU to a national championship. I could go with Shay Knighton. You want to talk about clutch? Clutch might be the first word that comes up with Shay Knighton. So what do we do? Where do I go? There's about 10, 15 other names that I could have thrown on this list as well. But I'm going to go to a name that helped start it all. And yes, OU's the best thing going on in the sport right now for sure, and they're shooting for their 4th consecutive national championship. But how about back in 2000 when this sport was dominated by West Coast schools, UCLA, Arizona, those were the 2 programs winning all the championships. And then here came Oklahoma behind an excellent pitcher named Jennifer Stewart. It was OU and UCLA in the 2000 national championship game. Jennifer Stewart was amazing all season long, all postseason long, but she helped propel OU to a national championship, their first in program history with a 3-1 win over UCLA. I got to go with Jennifer Stewart. There's other great names right now in the past, of course, but she helped get this thing started. She helped vault it to where it is today. Agree? Disagree? Drop in the comments who's on your OU softball Mount Rushmore list.